Welcome to the Jill on Money Coronavirus Market Update. It is Friday. Oh, thank God the week is over. It has been a long one. So we are recording this on March 19th. It will be live in your feed on Friday the 20th. And you'll be happy to know that, yes, we do stop trading on the weekends, thank goodness. So, a momentous week. Thankfully, today, Thursday, not a huge day. It was bouncing around. Markets were a little crazy. There wasn't a lot of action out of DC, just a lot of talk of what the government and the president want to do for the phase 3 of this financial aid package to the nation. We don't have details yet. Maybe tomorrow, maybe today, maybe next week. We don't know. But when we have details, I'll let you know. But through Thursday's close, the news was better at least. The S&P and Dow up just a bit, about 0.5 to 1%. The NASDAQ gaining some ground over 2%. But it was a bouncier day than those final numbers would indicate. But who cares? It's over. And that's how I'm feeling these days. Let these days end. So if you've got a financial question, specifically because there's something going on in your life, during this time where it requires a big decision fast, send us an email. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. Alicia writes, "Hi, Jill. My sons are currently in college. They're finishing their second year. Should we refinance their loans with the decreased prime rate? Thank you." This is interesting. I don't know if you mean federal loans or you mean private loans, because federal loans are set every year. I mean, the good news on that is that when federal loan rates are announced shortly, they're going to be a lot lower, like 2 whole points lower than they were last time around. If we're talking about private loans or private parent loans, this is a great time to look at refinancing because you really may have some relief. It's important to know that there are costs involved, so I want you to check that out. But please do look at your options in the private market. There's a Common Bond, there's SoFi, and who else does that? Citizens, I think that's the other one. So check them all out. Make sure you compare them. And of course, if you need more help, let us know. Suzanne writes, we are 83 years old. We are both 83 years old and have $500,000 in the market. Should we be getting out? Mark, let me do this. I mean, if it takes a long time to recover, she says, I don't know if we're going to be around then. I'd like to enjoy some of the money and help our kids. What's your advice? Is $500,000 in the stock market, or is it $500,000 spread out? Is this the only money you have? Are you living on any of this money? I don't know where to begin. I have so many questions. So I'm going to encourage you, Suzanne, to follow up with me. This is a case where I want to understand what you really were trying to do with this money. What was the goal? Were you investing for yourself or for your kids? If it's for your kids, then you do have a lot of time. If you really want to spend the money, then it never should have been at risk in the first place. So help me out, Suzanne. I want to know a little bit more about what's going on. And then I think that we could make this work a little bit better for you. Okay? All right. Mike from San Diego, subject recession. Aunt Jill, love your podcast. I've been following you since the 404 days, RIP. 404 was a podcast from CNET. Okay, here's what Mike wants to know. Do you consider the U.S. economy already in a recession? Thanks and keep up the great work. Yes, I do. I think it's probably we'll find out that from the beginning of March is where things really turn south. How deep a recession it is, that's what I don't know. Actually, the estimates are all over the place. I mean, some people think we're going to go down by 14% in a quarter. So JP Morgan Chase says, it's going to be a 14% drop in the second quarter of the year from a year ago. My friend Diane Swank thinks it's going to be more like 6-7% at the worst point. Most all economists now agree that we will have a recession. Where they differ is the degree. We don't know how deep it will be. We don't know how long it will last. Hopefully, we see a recovery in the second half of the year, but there will be a global recession. There will be a recession here in the United States. So I wish it weren't so, but thank you so much for writing. Okay, Brycey writes on the subject, help due to retire in 2 months. Okay, here's the message. I keep hearing that people need to relax and ride this out, but I'm due to retire at the end of May. My retirement cushion is in my deferred compensation plan. I did move all the funds to a safer option a few months ago. Well, that's good. Then you shouldn't have to worry about it. The question is, will I have any money left to retire? Do I need to push my retirement date out a year? I don't know. I need to know more. The plan was here's how Brycey puts it. I stash money in the deferred comp for years so I could retire early at age 55. 55, that's early. I wanted to be able to use the money to get me through until age 62. That's when I can collect Social Security. 1/7 of my balance a year is not going to be much as it stands today. I need to know more. So you're telling me you're 55 years old? Keep working. That's the best way to not have to worry about what's going on in the market. And I want to know more because if you moved all of the money to safer options, then you shouldn't be so freaked out. I mean, if it's sitting in a money market and a safe option, then it doesn't matter. If you're telling me the safer option is that you went from aggressive growth funds to just growth funds, then you're still going to be in trouble. So I need some more details. Okay. Here is from Tom, whose subject is thank you. Oh, this is nice. The message is no question today, just a thank you. Your daily podcasts have been great. Good info and a sanity check for me every morning in these unsettled times. Tom. Oh, that's a nice way to end it. Thanks, Mark. And thank you to Tom for writing that note to us. And thank you all for listening. We'll be back. Don't worry, we're doing these over the weekend too. 7 days a week. We never stop. If you have a question specifically related to the nuttiness that's going on right now, please don't hesitate. Send us an email. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. And of course, you can always go to our website, jillonmoney.com. And we've got a little contact button. It's up in the right-hand corner. So don't forget, subscribe to us so you don't miss any of these episodes. And if you've got a chance, if you have a moment in your days ahead, drop a rating for us and a review and a rating if you could. That would be great. Okay, I think that's it. And Mark, as always, thank you for putting together our daily podcast remotely. And thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.